What's up, guys? My name's Ronnie. I am the owner of Corny Kettlers. Corny Kettlers is a popcorn company out of Forest, Virginia that I started back in July of 2019. I started the process around the end of May, beginning of June, with getting the company going. It doesn't take 2 months to get going, but I have never owned a business before. I had no idea what I was doing, so I watched a lot of YouTube videos and I asked a lot of questions. It doesn't hurt to ask questions, guys. I'm always here. If you comment on my video, I promise you within a couple of days, probably a couple of hours, I will answer your question. But anyways, you're probably here because the title, you want to run a kettle corn business or you're interested in it. And I'm here to tell you how I got going, my experience. Now, there's no right or wrong way to do it. I'm just going to give you advice based off of how I got going. And then you guys can take that as you will. You can ask questions, or you can decide this guy's an idiot and go do it a completely different way. Either way, if this video helps you at all, then I'm all for it. So first thing, again, I started back July 4th weekend 2019. My first event was a mid-sized farmers market locally here. We probably have about 1,000 to 1,500. I think that's the highest we've ever had at this farmers market as far as people that attend. And I had no idea what I was doing. I'd never popped it before. This was my first time popping it. The health department came out that morning, inspected me, gave me my my permit, and I was on my way at 8 a.m. And the very first day, I was like, oh man, it'd be great if I could do like 150 bucks in these 4 hours from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., which isn't even really peak time to buy popcorn. Your peak time would be anywhere from about 11 to 5 or 6, depending on the event. And I made $400+ in my first event. That's over $100 per hour. Did I know what I was doing? No. Were people okay with that? Yes. You know, I made some batches that weren't very good, and I burnt some batches, I overcooked some batches, and people were very understanding. They hadn't had a vendor, a kettle corn vendor, in almost 2 years. And I was just straight up with them, and I said, you know, this is my first time, I'm learning the process, and not once did I have anybody ever ask for a refund. And it took me about 2 or 3 weeks before I really got the hang of, you know, popping the popcorn correctly, popping the kettle corn correctly, mastering the recipe. When I say 2 or 3 weeks, I mean probably about 50 pounds of popcorn popping. I only went out on Saturdays because this wasn't my full-time job, so I would only do the farmers market on Saturdays when I first got going. And I popped a little bit at my house after the first event that I did to try to learn the process. Again, did I know what I was doing? No. Did I learn? Yes. You know, when you fail, you want to fail forward and keep learning for your mistakes. Do people buy every single time I vent? Yes. Simple. Make a Facebook page, get people to start liking it, and post where you're going, and people will go. First, you're going to find your friends are going to start following you on Facebook, you know, to kind of support you. And then all those customers, you just keep directing them, hey, like my page, and you can see where we're going, or direct them to your website if you know how to build a website. And then I put another question here, will they travel to you? I literally have customers that travel from 2 hours away to where I'm going to be vending to buy my popcorn. It's ridiculous, man. It's crazy. The next little note I have on here is I learned to charge more for big events. At farmers markets, I usually charge $4 for my smalls, $6 for my mediums. I started with $7 for my larges. I just changed it to $8, and I've had nobody raise any eyebrows. All my shipping costs and everything have went up over the past couple of months for my popcorn because I get it shipped. So I needed to raise the price to $8 for my small bag, or for my large bags, and I'm just straight up with them. I tell them that, and I tell them, look, I don't collect taxes on these because y'all are paying cash and I have to pay food tax on it. So they were very understanding of that. For my bigger festivals or for mall events or whatnot, I do $5 for the smalls, $7 for the mediums, and $8.49 to $9 for the large bags. And these are for the bigger events. And what I do if I'm charging $9 for the large bags, what I'll do is I'll say, look, if you like the page on Facebook and show me that you liked it, I'll do $1 off the large bags. I make a sign for that. So they think they're getting a better deal, $1 off that bag, and then you're getting something in return. Now I do have punch cards as well. So every time somebody buys a bag, I'll give them a punch card. I got these little cards on Vistaprint. And, if they buy 2 bags, I'll give them 2 punches. If they buy 3, I'll give them 3. If they buy 4, I'll give them 5. It doesn't matter. After they get to 10, I give them a medium bag for free. And I've had countless cards turn in, and they really don't affect your profits. And it just keeps people coming back. You giving them an incentive, it keeps them coming back. The next little note I have on here is add lemonade. All right, I added lemonade probably a little late, end of August, beginning of September. And there's if you go on YouTube, you'll see all these places that tell you to add lemon shakers or whatnot. I found that people don't like nasty lemons floating in their lemonade, so I just have these 2 professional lemon presses that I bought, and it's 1/4 a cup of sugar in a mason jar, 1 whole lemon squeezed in it. You fill the mason jar up with ice, you fill it up with water, and you just shake it. And it's the best lemonade, I'm telling you. And you just keep shaking it until you get that sugar to dissolve. It's a warm day, it won't take long. And then you pour it in a cup. I get my cups, I ordered all the cups, lids, and straws online. Charge $3 per lemonade. I'm gonna add large lemonades this year, which will take 2 lemons and 1/2 a cup of sugar, or maybe a little less than that, because that's a lot of sugar. And I'm gonna charge $5 for those, and those will be 32 ounces. The ones that I sell right now are 16 ounces. That's $3 a pop. Product cost on that is about 65 cents. So you're making about $2.45 per lemonade on that. And then on the kettle corn, my production cost is a little higher because I have logos on my bags, and I buy the magic mushroom popcorn, so my quality is really good. So it's about 15% is the cost to make it per dollar. So it costs me 15 cents per dollar. So if I sell a small bag for $4, it costs me 60 cents to make that $4 bag. So again, adding incentives where you're going to give a medium bag away, it's not going to cost you much. You're making plenty of money on that. Some people have it to 10%, so it costs them 40 cents to make $4, which is outstanding. You're not going to find any businesses out there, or you will, but not many, with that type of profit margin. The reason I said add lemonade is because we kill it with lemonades during hot days. I participated in a medium-sized festival. There was other kettle corn vendors there, or there was one on the other end of the festival. And when I tell you, I had 4 employees running the lemonade stand, and I only had 4 employees working, and then I was trying to keep up with the kettle all by myself because lemonades were going crazy. It was about an 80-degree day, outdoor festival. We did 750 lemonades in 8 hours at $3 each. You do the math. I mean, we just killed it in lemonades. And we would have done more. We ran out of lemons 3 separate times. My wife thought I was crazy because I had brought 500 lemons with me to this festival. She was like, "You're not going to do 500 lemonades," which would be $1,500. And we ran out before 3 p.m. And we had it. Luckily, there was a store right down the road. We bought all their lemons they had. So lemonades are great. And then if you're thinking about getting started, I don't want to make this video too long right now. We're at 9 minutes 45 seconds. But if you're thinking about getting started, you don't need to spend $5, $10, $15, $20, $25,000 to get going. I guess I lied. You probably need to spend around $5,000 to get going. If you want to get everything going at once, like the lemonades and everything. But if you just want to start out with Kettle, I mean, I make these machines for under $1,500. You know, I sell them to people for under $1,500. I think I sell them for like $14.50 or $14.49. And we make the sifting bins, and you don't even have to buy the bins from me. There's a guy that makes these like grates that go inside these big tubs. That's where I ordered my first one, and then we started making them. But he sells them for like $100 or $150 each, and then you just buy your own tub for like $7 or $8, and boom, you got a sifting bin that you just dump your popcorn into. So that's about $1,700 or so, and then you'll need bags, which cost small, medium, large. Smalls are like $40, mediums are like $60, large are like $80. So a couple $100 there. I'd suggest getting an NO sealer to seal the bags. It's another $55. And that's really all you need to get going, besides some tables and stuff to, you know, lay your equipment on. So you're looking at about $3,000 or so if you want to do it on the cheap end. You don't need to go out here and spend tens of thousands of dollars to get going. Don't waste your money when you're getting going. You can get all that really high-end stuff after you've made some money. Last thing I'll say on here is I've made I haven't made that in profit, but I've popped over and sold over $30,000 in lemonades and popcorn since July 2019, not knowing what I was doing at first, right? Since July of 2019, over $30,000 that I've sold popcorn and lemonades, and I'm only doing it 1 day a week for the most weeks, on Saturdays for 4 or 5 hours. So there's tons of money to be made in this. And then people say, well, you know, what about the winter months? What about the winter months? You know what I did during the winter months? It was during Black Friday weekend and the 2 weekends before Christmas. Contacted my local mall, did a little weekend contract with them, pre-popped, sold my popcorn in the mall. Here's a pic of it right here. So I had cheddar, I had sweet jalapeno, caramel, blue raspberry, kettle corn. I switched out some flavors too. I did salt and vinegar. You can get all these different flavors. You can find them all online. And we did, in those 3 weekends alone, I think I did like 2,100 the first, 2,300 the second, or 2,200 the second, and 2,300 the third. So there's 2, 4, 6, $6,500 right there during those 3 weekends. That's, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for, you know, having an employee run it for you, or you being there. You know, that's good money right there. I use the Square system for selling and keeping track of my sales, and you can keep track of customer feedback and whatnot too. To show you all a sample here is what I did on Black Friday weekend. So if I go back to November 29th through December 1st, you know, I'm not making any of this stuff up here. I'll show you. There's the gross, there's the net. I did all these little discounts and whatever, and then the taxes. There's that weekend. The next weekend I went was the 13th through the 15th. There's the numbers right there. Gross, discounts, net sales. So the gross was a little bit lower here, but my net was higher because I had less discounts I gave out. I do like, if you buy 3 bags, you get a $1 off each, or if you buy 4 bags, you can get a medium free. So that's where those discounts play in the role. And then the weekend right before Christmas, and my market's not even that big, guys. I think there's 70,000 people that live in the town that I pop in. So it's not like I'm in this huge market either. There we go. And then the weekend before Christmas, gross, net. Alright. So when people say there's no money to be made during the winter months, don't listen to them. There's plenty of money to be made during the winter months. Again, create your Facebook page. Keep it interesting with adding new flavors, and people will go crazy over it. I just had somebody send me a private message today asking when the next time we'll be at the mall. I said probably not until next holiday season. They sent me a whole bunch of emoji crying faces. So guys, if you have any questions or anything, let me know. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel. Go like my Facebook page. Ask questions. I'm here for you. I want to see this expand. I'm 30 years old. I work for a public school system. I train teachers. So, you know, I wanted to do something else to kind of keep me busy when I have some time off from the school system, and it's really just blown up. And look, my logo has nothing to do with popcorn. I got a dog named Reddick who is a Alaskan Malamute, and I got a German Shepherd named Moose, and he, you know, there's a picture of Moose there. Then I got our mountains of the area that we live in the background, and then the town that we're from right there. And people love our logo. Kids ask for stickers all the time. So, you know, it doesn't have to be popcorn. I didn't want it to be basic with popcorn. I wanted people to ask about it and create conversations. So that gives you something to think about there. But again, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, ask questions, and I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one.